Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back for another live show. As promised here, it's an interesting day in crypto, but we're seeing that Bitcoin is getting that retracement that we've been talking about on the channel. Is it a potential retest? How deep will it go? What is happening on the higher timeframes? We're going to go over that today and much more. Yesterday, we came to you with a brief live with an entire playbook for what we believe could happen from now until potentially May. And it could be a sell in May and go away situation. So that's what we're potentially monitoring right now. We're absolutely loving it. We're crushing it in the group, guys. The link is in the description below for the high VIP Telegram group, which we still have open for free to provide as much value as possible to you. And we are paying your trading tuition. So sign up. The link is in the description below to the Telegram group. It will take you to our verification bot where you sign up to BYDFI, supporters of this channel. No KYC, just use your Gmail and you'll get $100 bonus to learn how to trade. So we're really excited to come to you again for another live this week. It's looking to be an interesting week, a lot of volatility. We're going to discuss how low Bitcoin may go and what we're looking for as far as potential altcoin setups coming up into the end of this week. Now, we did get some news about potential volatility striking events, right? But, you know, it's always show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Congress is voting whether President Trump's tariffs are illegal on Friday. So that could cause some shakeups, could potentially owe a lot of money back. As far as liquidity events, we are going to be talking about also when market makers are, just taking liquidity out, which seems like it could be happening now on Bitcoin. Okay, so lots to discuss, but again, lots of bullish tailwinds. And that's why our theory for Q1 is still bullish. Now, will we get that shakeout before we get the sort of rotation into altcoins and, another leg up or a bounce at the very least? So $1.8 trillion Morgan Stanley files for a spot Ethereum ETF. We have Bitmine staking ETF now for the very first time, and investors are getting a yield. So that is changing the game, and Wall Street is going to be all over that. You better believe it. We just have a lot of people talking about all of these bullish factors. CNBC says Morgan Stanley is the first major U.S. bank to file for a Bitcoin ETF, and banks are recommending that people get 4% exposure. Now, not too long ago, it was 1% or just get off zero. So guys, we are creeping up, and supply shock and the amount of supply of Bitcoin on exchanges is increasingly getting lower and lower. But this is happening quietly in the background while smart money accumulates. Okay. Crypto prediction market Polymarket announces exclusive partnership with Dow Jones and Wall Street. Wall Street is coming to Polymarket. They love it. Senator Loomis says that Congress is close to passing crypto market structure legislation that will stand the test of time and be bipartisan. I mean, that is exactly what we want in this space. So we have so many bullish tailwinds. A little bit of uncertainty on the macroeconomic sphere as China orders tech firms to halt purchases of NVIDIA's H200 chips. But shout out to Wyoming, the first state to launch a U.S. state-issued stablecoin, Front, FRNT, on Solana. So it seems that big players are choosing to launch on Solana. Also, we had, I believe it was the Western Union, right, launched something on Solana. So Solana has been the blockchain of choice for its speed. So Another piece of news, real estate giant Blackstone BX falls 9% after President Trump announces plans to ban institutional investors from buying single family homes. So it's a lot is changing. I mean, this is like the year of change and transformation and reset. It's a great reset, and we're part of a really exciting time, in my opinion. So I think that we'll see a lot of interesting changes. And in the meantime, let's dig into the charts and have a look at how we could capitalize on this next wave that we believe will come, this potential bullish wave for Q1. So, Rahab, how you doing today?
I am doing good. Just studying some Bitcoin movements here, seeing what's going on in the market. I haven't really caught up the news from what you're saying right now. And I was listening to what you're saying about the tariffs. And it's kind of crazy that if the tariffs get disapproved, I'm pretty sure most likely Trump will come back and probably fight that, in my opinion, and try. I think did that already happen like one time already? It sounds like something that's already happened once, kind of.
It's been looming. They've been hinting at, we're going to make it illegal. It's going to be illegal. But the actual court hearing, I believe, is on Friday, where they decide is this illegal or not. But he can always appeal. That's true.
So yeah, so I mean, even if they do make it, probably a pill, in my opinion. So it's going to leave uncertainty. Maybe it'll leave uncertainty in the market or something like that. But even if you did it, even if you did have to pay back the money or something like that, didn't the markets crash because of the tariffs? So if it got reversed, I mean, just thinking in that way, wouldn't it like reverse like the markets in a way? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe sell the rumor. I don't know. Honestly, it's not very logical at this point, but yeah, it could be an inverse signal, right? Like, okay, so if we're going to reverse the tariffs, maybe the markets will not be so shaky. I don't know. It's potentially billions in backlogs, but you know what? The only thing I'm certain of is that Trump really wants to give people confidence in the markets. He wants to give people confidence in a strong economy, and I believe he's going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just one of those things there where I don't want to put too much weight on, but just kind of, I just thought that was kind of crazy that if it seems like I've heard that some other places as well too, that X is putting some weight on that one. It's kind of like, wait a second, whenever the tariffs did come out, then like crash all the markets. So if they got the reverse thing, I'm just thinking in my head because there isn't very like, it's just hard to sit there and just go back test on how markets react to this type of stuff. All I know is what happened.
You're absolutely right. Both times tariffs were announced, the market crashed. Like clockwork. So it took I remember, so the first time it crashed was earlier in the year. Then I was on a podcast with Kevin O'Leary talking about Canada and the tariffs in around May, and we were recovering by then. So it's had a similar pattern now. Will that same pattern start to play out?
Yep. So yeah, I mean, the one thing that I know markets like the least is uncertainty. They like knowing bearish news. They like knowing bullish news. What they don't like is uncertainty.
Right. Yeah. Markets just thrive on stability. Right. And so that's why all change is tough. But I do think that like the changes that Trump is potentially making will lead to a better atmosphere for risk on assets. So we'll see. We'll see. But in the meantime, we might have some turbulence. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I think my one the other day I looked at it. So I bought some stocks in this one. I think it's called ASTS. It's for flying cars and stuff like that, flying taxis. I think that was doing pretty well. It was pumping the other day. I was looking at it.
Oh yeah, I mean we're so close from a future that none of us could ever possibly have imagined and fathomed true. I mean, in the next 5 years, we're going to have humanoids walking around our houses, right? Like that's what they predict. So flying taxis is like, it's a lot closer than people think. I just feel like we're on the verge of this insane transformation in the world. And because of all of this, and I keep saying it, but because of the insane productivity we're going to have due to AI and the convergence of all of these amazing technologies, we're going to be one of the most productive societies in human history. I mean, we're going to be our most productive in history. So it's hard to believe that following that is going to be a huge market decline.
Yeah. There's so much going on. Yeah. Flying taxis. I can't wait. I hate that.
Yeah. Let's go.
This fun, fast car or something like that's exciting, or I want to fly and not have to do anything. I'll be like, a car that can drive around in style or something like that, or give me a flying taxi where I don't have to do anything. I can be there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, let's go. Flying cars, guys. That's the message from today's stream. If you don't take anything out of it.
Yeah, that's my stock pick right there for that one. They're a good company.
Around that?
I think it's if I remember correctly, I think it's ASTS.
Something like that. It is interesting. I mean, if you get into these plays early, you can do very well, because I remember Tim Draper on my podcast 4 years ago was investing heavily into robotics, and robotics has taken off in a huge way. So you do pay a price for being too early, but it seems like you're starting to hit a sweet spot here with your play on the flying taxis.
Yeah, I mean, the high risk stocks are pretty fun. I think it was Rocket Labs. I got 900% in last year. So if you get the right ones, you get some. And last year's stocks, if you got the right ones and the right picks and stuff like that, they did what we thought all alts were going to do. So at some point, this money's got to roll over in the alt market. At some point, I'm in my opinion.
That's the thesis on this channel. At some point, that rotation will happen. In fact, it's in the title of the thumbnail today. When will the altcoin rotation happen? Is it potentially on the verge of happening now? Is it forming? Are we building some sort of bullish structure? We've been going over those charts on the others dominance. We've been paying attention to USDT dominance and all the different charts. If you go back and you watch the lives from this week, we've kind of like Rob has given you a playbook and a blueprint as to what could happen based on all of the confluence and across all these charts. And they don't show that altcoins have a lot of like obliteration left. I mean, that's not what we're seeing in the charts. It's starting to build up some bullish divergence, at least on others dominance. And potentially after Bitcoin's done doing its thing here, on the verge of, another leg up or a run.
Yeah. And also too, like Bitcoin's doing a pretty good pullback today. And if you go across just all alts, all the average alts right now, they're not pulling back that much. before in Bitcoin did these kind of pullbacks, you're down 20% in a day, fit 25, 30%, small caps 50% in a day. So right now, like I'm in some shorts as I'm still like I thought I wasn't going to be doing any more shorts, but I did end up doing some more shorts, and they're not pulling back like they were before. So something is different right now in this pullback, unless it just all starts happening after the show or something like that. Then okay, whatever. But right now the pullbacks aren't as strong as they were before. They're not as violent. They're kind of like the normal altcoin pullbacks as of right now that we're used to from like the last bull market cycle and stuff like that. They aren't as violent as they were. So yeah, I mean, you want the pullbacks, you want the retest. It's good for the markets to do all that type of stuff, but they're not like in 2025 whenever Bitcoin went down 3%, you got a 20% drop in alts, which is ridiculous.
Right. And so it's a change in behavior that we're starting to see from alts. They're not getting as hit as hard while Bitcoin's correcting. And that also potentially signals some sort of shift, right? Some sort of shift in sentiment at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting weaker pullbacks on something, typically what that's telling you is there's less sellers or buyers are stepping in quicker, one or the other or both. So that's usually a good sign.
Right, exactly. So shout out to you, Watchmen. Flying cars are exciting. For all you just tuning in, Rob just gave his interesting pick that he got into on the flying car play, ASTS, I believe, on the stock market. Magnus, shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the show. Are you in the group yet? I haven't seen you in the Hive yet, in the Telegram group. But if you're not, you better join. Link is in the description below, guys. We're crushing it in there, as Rob said. Been nailing shorts, longs, all different ranges during this time where the market's sort of been choppy and others have been saying that it's, not tradable or whatever it is. There's always a trade to be made. You got to be patient. You can't force the trades, but they do come even in these times of chop. You can play some incredible ranges before we start to get, our decisive move up or down. So we are potentially getting that retest now on this correction for Bitcoin. Some are asking, how deep will it go? What are you seeing on the higher time frames? I don't know if we should go ahead and pull up the charts then.
Yeah, let's pull up the charts. It's not about how deep I think we'd go. It's what levels we're looking at right now.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, I'm just making a Bitcoin chart right now, and I was kind of looking at it in the group here. I was looking at the 1 day chart first. So let's go and zoom out to the 1 day chart. So 1 day chart right now, we have a potential hangman candlestick pattern printing, but we also have a bullish retest of the 1 day 9. So I am starting to expect a bounce at some sort here. I did have a Bitcoin short, and I closed 75% right now. So I still think we could go a little bit lower, but we're going to see if we bounce first. And if we do bounce, I might add some profits back into my short. But what I'm really looking at here is a 12-hour here. We've already confirmed in a 12-hour the hangman pattern after this 12-hour close right here. And a hangman pattern, I'll show you guys a little bit later. I don't pull it up just yet. But what we're looking at right here is, and we're also underneath the 12-hour 9. So say we kind of come back up bullishly or bearishly retest 12-hour 9. What I'm looking for is a pullback all the way down to this trend line here, which when we get down into there, we'll see exactly what price levels we're at. And that's about the 89K area. And that's actually where I had some limit buys kind of stacked up as well, too, for Bitcoin. So I also trade my ideas on Bitcoin to see if they play out or not. And whenever I'm looking at this level right here, I just ended up canceling my orders on it before the show started because I don't want to have those orders in place. I actually just put alerts on it because if we do come down here, I'm not expecting a straight up shoot and just kind of come up. I'm going to more expect, since we got a local top showing right here from like the long wicks on the bottom. Those are the hangman candles. We're getting all those kind of things there. It's showing that we do have the local top in here, and we're going to need local bottom signals in order to take my entry down in here. We're be looking for breaks of 9s. We're going to be looking for 4-hour swing longs or something like that. Now, with that being said, I did pull some fibs up on it as well, too. I want to go ahead and show them real quick. It makes the chart look really messy, but sometimes you got to do that. Now, if we go from the very low to the high that we just made, which is for the highs right here, a 618 pullback is about 85K. And it wouldn't surprise me now at this point, looking at the chart, if we did for some reason kind of wick down there, and that would be like a very, very strong shakeout to scare everybody on the market, because this pattern would break down and we'll come back down this area, maybe like a long wick or something like that. And then if it gets bottomed back up, kind of comes up in here and then takes off. Like something like that wouldn't surprise me. And why wouldn't that surprise me very much? I'm going to go ahead and go over to the heat map. Now, typically I look at the 1 day. I usually keep the updates on the 1 day heat map here for liquidation levels. And I was go ahead and look at the 1 day right here. So 1 day, we do have some liquidation levels right around 90,200. That's where I was planning on closing up my shorts, or like closing up my short trades and everything like that, was in this area. Now I'm sitting there seeing if we do hit that, we might get the bounce and everything like that, but we might come back down lower due to looking at that Fibonacci level and the 1 week liquidation levels here, which I was just pulled up on. We do have liquidation levels all the way down to 88,000, all the way down to 87,000. So that gets close to those Fibonacci levels, 87,000. So that's putting us right here, and that's going to be the golden pocket between the 0.5 fibs and the 618. That's the golden pocket right there. So getting down to this area right here, then coming back up to take out those are leverage trades where they get liquidated at, the longs and stuff like that. The people are they're low leverage longs that just sit there and say, I'm never going to get liquidated. Then boom, you just get that long wick down there, takes them out, happens all the time, and then it goes up all the way. That's why I don't do a low leverage hold. That's why I just trade them. I move up stop losses, and I do a very strong risk management. Because the people who bought in this area or buying right in this area, now they're going to get liquidated from not having stop losses. And if it does just wick down there, and say it's just a like I've seen it before, we get a nice long wick and it still closes above this trend line. So if I try to take an entry right here, we get that long wick right here, and then it comes back up, I can just get right back. I just get in after that. So I'm expecting stuff like that kind of happen when you get down this area. So just being very careful and cautious right now.
Oh, I like that confluence with the heat maps. Rob has been updating heat maps 2 to 3 times daily, and they've really been helpful in determining, like where the liquidity is and where the market makers might be trying to push the prices. So I really like this theory that could play out, especially the golden pocket for Bitcoin. Loves to revisit that. And it makes a lot of sense that could happen. That could be a possibility. So that's on the radar now. We have been talking about a potential retest or, good opportunity to buy the dip on Bitcoin if you're not in Bitcoin, and also to time your altcoin entries. So this is potentially what could play out. And what are we looking at time-wise? I know I always ask you this, Rob, but it's the main question I get.
That's always the hardest part to answer. And my time wise right now is, first I am looking. So I use my timeline so right now I'm looking for this bullish crossover and for this to kind of cross up here. I don't know how long that will take, but what you can do is you can go on your Stosh RSI on the 4-hour time frame, set alert to see if we close above 20. So you can use alerts to kind of help you tell you when. Out, buddy. Sorry. You can kind of use alerts to tell you when it happens, but when it's exactly going to happen, I don't know. The other thing I'm also kind of looking for, when I was looking at the 12-hour time frame, we do got the bearish crossover on here as well too. On the 12-hour time frame, it looks like we can get all the way back down to here. So we'll be looking for the Stosh RSI to start curving up and do the same thing that the 4 hour is doing right now.
Right. So that's potentially like what we can set as alerts. You don't have an exact timeline, but this will take a little bit of time to play out. But the alerts will be the key in this, right? If you set your alerts, then you'll get updated as to when these events are happening.
Yeah. So another thing you can do as well too. So let's see here. From here to here, we had about 7 days for that to play out. So let's say we got the crossover like right around in here. Another 7 days. So 7 days for it to get all the way down and kind of go sideways a little bit. And then that could be so I would say from where we're at right now, another 6-7 days or so.
Wow. I love this. You get the blueprint if you tune into this channel. And if you're in the hive, you literally get all of the alpha you'll ever need to be a successful trader in this market, guys. So 6 to 7 days, we're paying attention. So the next coming week is going to be crucial to see if we, how Bitcoin plays out and if it ends up, playing out one of these scenarios that we're mapping out here.
Yep. And that's my worst case scenario as of right now as well, too. So I'm giving you guys my worst case scenario. I do have a scenario where we could be basically at the local lows right now, and we're done. I posted that one this morning in group. Let me find that chart real quick. And that was this chart right here. And that was in the 4-hour time frame. Right. So we might be at key. So I do have one more key support. So I looked at this morning. So that's why you don't sit there and stare at charts all day. You can make an idea. You kind of make it and you figure it out. You kind of come back and check everything. And for some reason, not wanting to move on me. All right. For some reason, my Bitcoin chart is being weird.
Bitcoin's not cooperating today, guys. That's just what it is.
It's like my computer or mouse right now. I don't know what it's doing. Like usually I can trying to slide things around. It's not wanting to slide like I normally do.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a closed candle chart. No, buddy, not right now. Sorry.
He always tries to get candy on the stream, guys. He's a smart kid.
He tries to get candy all the time whenever I'm trying to do this. So whenever you turn on the closed candle charts, I was looking at all the closed candles in the 4-hour time frame. We got a bunch of touches right around 89.8. So I might keep one. I'm going to keep my alert set right there as well too, and I'm going to be looking for a bullish pivot idea down in this zone as well too. We just have a lot of closes and touches in that area. And when I look at this the oscillators, and right now, like I said, my chart's being weird, so it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I can't form it to where you guys can see well. All right, let me see if I can go to another chart and look at that. Maybe I need to do this. Hang on one second, guys. Yeah, for whatever reason, my view is really acting up. It makes no sense to me.
I think it's just acting like Bitcoin is right now, just unpredictable.
Yeah.
How are we doing here?
It's like my controls changed right as I was doing this.
Oh,
so I have a trackpad for a mouse. I can't use a mouse to do things because I ripped off my fingers on my right hand, and I just, for whatever reason, I can't use a mouse with my right hand or my left hand. I mean, it's really weird. So I just use a trackpad for everything. So for my desktop, I actually bought a trackpad for my desktop just due to my hand injury.
Well, you see, guys, no excuses. There is no excuses. Rob is like coming back from so much, and it's amazing to see. And that's something we talk about on this channel a lot too, is mentality and mindset. We talked a lot about that yesterday too. By the way, while Rob was trying to get this to work, for all of you guys who tuned into our session where we sort of just went crazy about, wanting to start a movement here in the Hive to get us ripped, basically get ripped, get rich was our motto. We want to start a channel within the Hive for fitness, and we'll be doing a 90-day challenge for people who want to jump on that and get more fit, maybe build more muscle, feel more in shape. We're really excited to launch that, and we'll be taking a few who want to do that 90-day challenge with some of the top coaches. My husband owns one of the top personal training schools in the world, and so you will absolutely be in great hands to be able to make that transformation, because we think with the new year, we should not only focus on being more profitable traders, but also feeling better, both mentally and physically. And that's what it's all about. So, Rob has had to overcome a lot, as he said, with the accident, and he's still going here and he's still doing whatever he has to do. That is the mentality I want everybody to have on this channel. You do whatever needs to be done to win and to just get to where you want to go. Right. And it is attainable, and we all can be profitable traders. Even just watching these YouTubes, there's so much alpha in these YouTubes daily. So if you're tuning in, you're one of the real ones. Shout out to you. If you are out there, drop us a message here in the chats and tell us where you're tuning in from. And we just love to have you guys. Right. So also on this note, while we're talking about it, I know there are a few more people that have tuned in now. We do have a Discord open, but that's mainly the social hub, where we'll be talking about events and maybe doing giveaways. But the main active trading hub right now is on Telegram in the Hive. So if you sign up to the link in the Telegram below, you'll be redirected to our bot, which will tell you to sign up for BYDFI. There's no KYC. They power this channel, and they've been great, and we've been working with them. And you will get a free $100 bonus for any deposit. Just make sure to transfer that to your futures account. All right. So it's a no-brainer. And on that note, Rob, I'll get back to you.
All right, yeah, seems like I got it working again here. I can stretch my everything out and all that type of stuff.
All
right, so look at Wash RSI on the 4-hour time frame. We're basically down to 2. So getting a bounce here, we should get at least some sort of bounce. It might not be a big bounce. It might be that bounce to the bearish retest, the 12-hour SMA 9 or something. But getting some kind of bounce wouldn't be normal. But the thing is, we need this. We need that crossover, and for this to get over the 20 level in order to confirm that we're going to actually do a swing up from here, and for our local lows to basically to be in. Now, wait a second. Now I'm on the wrong Bitcoin chart. I was trying to everything. There it is.
There we go.
So with that being said, I had to post it in group. We need both lines to close above 20. Then the RSI, we need this. We need the 45 to 40 level. You sit there and see how I drew lines on here. That seemed like a good support. So we were all at the top. We were all the way up at the 80 level. So that means that we're very extremely overbought. So we're cooling off now. Now that we're getting down here, we don't want to go in the overbought levels just yet. We want to sit there and hold this range right here of 40 and start coming up. So like a little wick underneath 40 is okay, but right, you can see how we acted of strong support over here. And once we kind of took off, we just stopped. As soon as we started holding the 40 above 40, you can see that the whole time down in this area, how we never created a new low, right? And they all actually, now you sit there and put that line on there up here, you can see how we made slightly higher lows the whole time. The ascending triangle from like right here. So the whole time we made higher lows every time we came back to the 40-45 level. Now, what we want to see now, since we're down to this 45 level, we see this hold right here. We're going to see a significant higher low on this key support range that we were just showing you. So that's a very, very big key level right now. And that is what we're going to be looking for. This to hold for support, this to curl over, get above there, and for this to start going back up 80. And there's a chance that we might not go down any lower. If this sits there and keeps holding, this key support level keeps holding, we might just keep going higher. So we do have that idea that we could come down here, and we do have that liquidations down there. But maybe those people who bought there are going to be correctly, and we don't get that liquid, or maybe just some kind of weird long wick. But anyway, that's what we're kind of looking for this support area to hold right in this area. Now, how do you know? So the question you should be asking right now is like, all right, so I just gave a scenario where we can go down further, or we are at the local lows, local bottoms. What way do you play this? How do you know what way to play this? That's the question that people will start asking. So what do I do? And this is where it makes it real simple. 4-hour SMA is coming down. We're going to be looking for long wicks on the bottom. We're going to look for after the next close in 2 hours and 52 minutes. The 4-hour SMA is going to be even lower. If we get one more close, why this is down here retesting, the 4-hour SMA will even go a little bit lower. We'll look for a close above the SMA 9. When we get that close above the SMA 9, we will look for all this to be for the RSI to start pointing up and the Stoch RSI going up above 20. We get all three of those confluences, voila. That's whenever I'll sit there and say, okay, the local low's in. We're not going any lower as of right now, unless it turns into a fake out. Take your entries, put your stop losses in. That 4-hour SMA 9 holds. We're going to be going up and making a new all-time high right there. So that's how you learn how to confirm those ideas. Yes, it can go down lower. Yes, this could be the bottom, and you're waiting for the signals to confirm. So if we do, but also then you can keep in mind, you can zoom out to the 12-hour chart here. I'm sorry, that's the 1 day, because we are above the 1 day 9. We are retesting it. So we hold this, we keep holding the 1 day 9, then the local lows in. Maybe we just need to consolidate in this area for a little bit before going higher, and we just sit there and just play dancing queen for a little bit. That's always the thing. But what we could do now, once we close above that 4-hour 9, we'll be watching the 12-hour again, and we just set a trend line that's at 92K. Where's the 4-hour at? 4 hours just going underneath it. So what that 4-hour 9, like I said, that 4-hour 9 should be a little bit lower by the time we get a potential cross. When that potential cross here we should have at least some like a hammer candle or something like that, a bullish candlestick formation saying that we're going higher. So those are going to be signals that we're going to be looking for. And then we'll look for a bear trap on the 12-hour 9. And once we get that bear trap on the 12-hour 9, that's when you put your stops and profits and let your trade run.
Wow. Okay. That is all the mic drop, guys. That's all the alpha you need. Literally the playbook, both bear case, which isn't that bearish, and bull case scenario from Rob. And most importantly, the confluence and the factors we need to see play out in order for that to be confirmed. So these are like mechanical rules, right? And so we don't have to do any guesswork. We don't have to give our opinions. I mean, this is just literally what the charts are showing. So based on that is also, I guess, Rob, how you can sort of time when altcoins might start to be ready as well.
Yeah, so you have that. You use that to help you with the altcoins as well too. Yes, I mean, the old school rules is that altcoins follow Bitcoin, and that, in my opinion, that's changed a little bit. I think you have to look at Bitcoin dominance more to sit there and see what's going on with that one there. I think Bitcoin dominance is more important to pay attention when it comes to altcoins. Now at this point, just due to 2025, Bitcoin hit all-time highs while altcoins hit all-time lows. And so right now I'm watching Bitcoin dominance. Let's see what Bitcoin dominance looks like for altcoins. So if Bitcoin dominance here is on a support, we're bouncing, and which is really surprising to me right now because altcoins aren't crashing. So maybe we consolidate for a little bit and Bitcoin dominance needs to come up and kind of bearishly retest the 1 day 9 or 12-hour 9. So if we get if the 4-hour confirms and we bearishly retest the 12-hour 9 basically on this time frame, we're going to be looking for some sort of breakdown on Bitcoin dominance, and that's going to be that's going to be our main signal here. Now, if Bitcoin rises a little bit, you're going to have some alts that do take off and do pretty well, but Bitcoin dominance rises with it too and comes back up to this trend line. Some might just stay more stagnant and might not do anything. So it's going to be more of a select group. It might be RWAs. It might be gaming. I don't know what the hype is right this second. It could be just whatever. It could be AI. So we'll be paying attention to what it depends what the alt chart looks like. But whenever all altcoins start moving a little bit more stronger, would be either rejection from this 12-hour 9, which you got confluence with resistance, kind of like right here. If we break above it, then it'll be whenever we get rejected from this trend line. Because, I mean, right now it does look like we're starting some sort of downtrend. So if we do come up to the trend line, that's a lower high. And that would be actually your best entry on alts, in my opinion. But we don't know if we're going to get that yet or not.
Right. So this is what we're paying attention to for altcoins. At least if Bitcoin stops bleeding, we can sort of see that the altcoins haven't been hit as much and won't be hit as hard. So it seems like now we're just going to pay attention to Bitcoin dominance, and what's happening with the market now. But we're noticing some sort of shift happening in sentiment, in the way people, just the way price is moving. So those are the blueprints, guys, for both altcoins and Bitcoin. Is there any setup we want to go over before we finalize the stream, Rob? Should we give them something, anything to be looking at?
I think WLFI will be a good one. I think I have it posted in group as well too. So let's go and take a look at that one. And I think I had some news on it. Like something just happened with them today.
Let's check it out.
I saw it on X, something like I think they just went operational or something. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. So WLFI, what I'm looking to do as well too, we actually have a short set up on it in group right now. So we're looking to short the 12-hour SMA 9 loss right here. So I am predicting this token to go down. But when this gets down to, so we're gonna be taking profits along the way, of course, as long as we stay under the 12-hour 9 here. And when it gets, so whenever this price level gets all the way down to here, we're actually going to flip long on it because we're going to be looking for a higher low. So I think it was kind of I think whatever news was out today, it's a sell the news event type of thing. That's what it's looking like to me, because we got the oscillators where they're all pointing down. We got a sell signal in the Lux Algo one right here. We got RSI from overbought getting looking like we can go down. So we're going to be looking same thing as Bitcoin. We're going to be looking for that to get down to the 40 or 50 level. We're going to see the Stosh RSI get down here and start pivoting upwards. And whenever that happens, the price action should be somewhere down in this area, hopefully. Then we'll be looking for the exact opposite, and we'll be looking for a higher low to take longs and for this to go in and then kind of break out of, so where our short entry zone is right now, that's going to be our breakout entry area next. That's going to be the breakout next, and we'll be looking for a higher high, and we'll look to flip long. So this is basically two swing trades in one that I'm giving you guys. You can trade it short and then trade it long. Now, if we close above the 12-hour 9 and we break out above this line here and we come back down and retest it, that would mean that so say we do get up here, we close above it, kind of retest 12, get back up to here, and then retest this. That's going to be a long entry, and the short is invalid. Then you just long it to wherever we need to go to next, which would probably be a nice, pretty good move. So that is what we are looking for as of right now on WLFI.
Right. And that's Trump family tokens. They're involved in this. So, yeah, obviously there's a lot of news on it, a lot of headlines as making a lot of waves. I know that they're giving back a lot of a percentage of their tokens to, but this was a while back. So I haven't been able to confirm new news. But their strategic reserve is going live for the community, and tokens are claimable. So for people that have held World Liberty FI, they're giving away some of their strategic reserve to support holders. And yeah, it's just a hot topic on the market right now because obviously, they want to make a lot of noise because they want this to do really well, right? So that's a very interesting token to pay attention to. World Liberty FI, WLFI. So that's the one we're giving you on the stream today, guys. Rob is posting setups on his X. I'll also be forwarding and posting those setups on my X. So stay tuned to that. But most importantly, sign up to the group. It's a no-brainer. It is still free until the course comes out. And we do want you guys to all be able to capitalize on that now for you being early supporters. Link is in the description below. And you sign up to the Telegram, join the fun. We work with the community calls out things as well. And it's been really great. We've been crushing some calls, guys. We'll go over a lot of our results throughout the week tomorrow and on our Cryptos and Cocktail Friday. But so far, so good. Now you have the play map for Bitcoin, and you have the play map for altcoins, and the different scenarios that could play out. So right now, that's what you should be paying attention to. And when it comes time for the run up, if we're going to get that run up now, we will keep you posted on all the absolute best setups, guys, and we're absolutely crushing it. So on that note, any last words for them, Rob?
Be patient, wait for confirmations for entry, and keep your head on a swivel, because whatever data I give today, it could become invalidated, and we'll be updating the new information in the group. So things are trading is not black and white. Nothing has to happen. So you always have to sit there, and if something changes, you got to change what you're going to be doing. So that's this. Like yesterday, I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm going to be shorting anything. And today I woke up, I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? I can still play some shorts out today, and it looks like some of them are playing out. So
that's right. And we can only come to you on YouTube once a day. But we are coming to you 24/7 in the group, just updating all the time on all the important things you guys need to know. And that's right. Realize Bear, skull to you. Keep your head on a swivel, guys. That's the news. That's the message for today. So yes, I'm going to hodl forever, says Team Captain, Ada, Link, Avalanche, and Ethereum. ETH has a lot of bullish news. I mean, institutions are now staking ETH to get yield. And, Bitwise just did that. Bitmine, sorry. So Tom Lee's company is now going to be giving yield to investors. So things are changing and it's heating up, and just be ready. Keep your head on a swivel. That's it. That's the alpha, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We will be back again at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow to update you. And if you're not in the group, you better get in. That's it. Have a good day, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.